Hello students, hello everyone. Through this video I am going to start the concept of array. Means in this video I will discuss array, means what is array and why we need an array and how to declare an array, how to take input the elements of array and how to display the elements of array. And one more thing, initialization of array. So through this video onwards I will upload the videos related to array also. So without wasting your and my time, let's start with this concept. So first of all I will introduce what is an array. Okay, so let's start. Okay, the definition of array I have written on the screen. An array is a collection of similar types of data items. There are two types of arrays: single dimensional array, that is also called one dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. In multi-dimensional array we have two dimensional array, three dimensional array. So in class 10 syllabus we have only one dimensional array to study. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to discuss, first of all I'm going to discuss one dimensional array. Okay, so write down the heading. You can write down the heading: one dimensional array or single dimensional array. Okay, so in this, first of all I will tell you how to declare an array, then how to take input the elements of array, and how to display the elements of array. These are the most basic things of the array, so that I will discuss. Okay, so before this let me tell you why we require an array. Okay, listen carefully. So first of all I will tell you how to, so why we need an array. Okay, if you want to store one integer value, then you have to declare one variable of int type. Okay, and in this variable of int type you can store one integer value, a value of integer type. Like that, further it is said, no, not one variable, not one integer value. We want to store 10 integer value. How many? 10 integer values we want to store. In that case, how many variables we have to declare? We have to declare 10 variables. Means more 9 variables of different names we have to declare, and so on. Okay. As I told, to store one integer value, we have to declare one variable of int type. If you want to store 10 integer values, we have to declare 10 variables. Means 9 more variables of different names we have to declare. Okay. So, okay, anyhow, you will declare 9 more variables of to store the 10 integers value. Further, I am telling no. Further, you come to know, it is informed you that no, not 10 integers. We want to store 50 integers. Just think about the situation. It is said not to store 10 integers only. We want to store 50 integers. Okay, 10 variables we have already declared, and it is said no, not 10. We require 50 integers to store. In that case, more 40 variables of different names we have to declare again. Think about the difficulty level. You have already declared 10 variables, but still you have to declare how many? 40 variables of different names. Okay, and anyhow, okay, it is said, and you have followed that, and you have declared 40 variables of 40 variables of different names. Anyhow, you have declared. So now we have 50 integers. We can store 50 integers. Further, no, it is informed you, it is instructed you that not 50 variables, not 50 integers. We want to store 100 integers. Okay, 100 integers. Now think how difficult. 50 variables we have already declared. More 50 variables you have to declare of different names. Think about the difficulty level. Okay, more 50 variables of different names you have to declare. Now we'll say no sir, now we cannot. But anyhow, I will force you. The teacher will say you, no, do this. Then what will happen? Anyhow, you will declare more 50 variables of different names. Got it? After declaring 50 variables, anyhow, you have declared 100 variables. Then it is said, no, not 100. You have to store 500 variables, 500 integers. Now you will surrender. No, I can't. I'm going to leave the programming. हमसे नहीं होगा. Are you getting this point? 100 variables we have already declared anyhow, and now it is said no, not 100, we require 500. Just think about this difficulty level. Now 400, more 400 variables of different name you have to declare. I think I'm clear to all. More 400 variables. It's very difficult. So you will end up, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult. We cannot declare that much. Anyhow, if you have declared 400 variables, then you will not be in the condition to write the program for 2 or 3 days. I hope so. Right? So the solution of this difficult situation is array. Array is the solution of this difficult situation. I think are you getting the difficulty level? It's very difficult to store data in bulk. If it is required to store the bulk data in bulk, so it's very difficult. And of similar type means here I am talking about only 500 integers, all the integers, similar type of values in bulk. So in that case, we require array. Okay. So now I'm going to discuss how the array is useful in this situation. The first setting we have written single dimensional array. Okay. In the first of all, I will tell you the basic points how to declare an one dimensional array or single dimensional array. So first of all, write down the heading is declaration. Declaration. How to declare a a single dimensional array. Okay. So listen, you know how to declare a variable. You know how to declare a variable. If you want to declare a variable of int type, you will write int a. This is variable declaration, simple variable declaration. Okay. Here I am going to tell you how to declare an array, one dimensional array. So for that, first of all, type of array, which type of values you want to store, that type. Here I was discussing about, I said integer type. So int, then you will type the name of the array. As you decide the name of variables in the same manner, you will decide the name of the array. It may be anything, not a only all the time. Any array name, as you decide the name of variable, in the same manner, you can decide any name for the array. Then you will write one square bracket. This square bracket indicates that this is not a variable, it is an array. It is not a variable, it is an array. Then equal to. Then we write new, then a space, then again the same type. Which type of array you are declaring? Int type, so int type. And in again square bracket, and you will write the size of the array. How many elements you want to store into the array, that size you will write here. And then semicolon. Consider here we want how many? 5 integers to store. So here I have written 5. Means this is called size of the array. Okay. Now listen, this is the way of array declaration. Okay. So what will happen when you declare an array like this? It will happen, new operator will allocate memory for 5 integers. The continuous memory will be allocated for 5 integers. Okay. And in the same way as in string, the index starts from 0. Here also indexing will be done, and it will start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The new operator will allocate memory for 5 integers, and the address of this allocated memory will be stored into the array. If you remember, I have already told you that array also stores memory address. Array is a non-primitive data type. The array also stores what? Not value, it stores reference. The name of the array is what? A. What A is storing? It is storing the reference of this location. Values will be stored here in this location, not in the array. Values will be stored in the location, and the array will store the location of address, reference of this location. So please remember, this is a basic concept generally which you ignore this. So keep in mind. So again I'm repeating, new operator will allocate memory for 5 integers. The address of this allocated memory will be stored into array A. And one more thing, the size of the array will be stored into a variable that is called length. It happens when we create the object, sorry, whenever we uh, declare an array in this manner. Okay, I hope it's clear to all. Now listen, we have declared an array and it happened. Now, what if here how many integers we can store? Here we can store 5 integers. How many? 5 integers. Okay. Further it is said not 5 integers, we want to store 50 integers. Small effort you have to put. You have to write 0 only. Now it will go up to 49. Simple. Small effort you are putting and now it is for 50 variables. Further I am telling no, not 50, it is required 100. So make it 100. It will go till 99. Okay. Then I said no, not 100. We need to store 500 integers. Okay. 500 integers, no problem. It will go till 499. It's very simple. Okay. And how many names you have to remember? Only one name. If you're using variables, then there you have to remember 500 different names. It's very difficult to manage them. But here you have to remember only one name, that is A, array name. Okay. So I hope it's clear how array is useful, why we need an array. If we require to store the data in bulk, then array is required and all the elements are of similar type. You can see here all 5 or 500 elements will be of int type only. So as we have written the definition, an array is a collection of similar types of data items. Here all the elements will be of int type only. So this is how to declare an array. Please remember this. If you know how to declare an array, how to take input the elements of array, and how to display the elements of array, only these three things in case of array if you learn, it's very simple, very easy, then 50% program of array you can solve. Okay, so these are the basic things and I'm trying to clear it. Next, I taught how to declare an array, a single dimensional array. Now I'm going to teach you how to take input the elements of array, means input. I'm going to tell you how to take input, array input. So for array input, since here we are going to take not one value as input, we are going to take as per the size of the array. Here it is 5. So we are going to take 5 integers, 5 inputs. So we will use loop. So before loop, you can display the message system.out.println. You can write here, enter the elements of array. Enter the elements of array. Or any message, any proper message, enter the elements of array or enter 5 numbers. Whatever, proper message as per the requirement of the question. Okay. Then, as I told, we require a loop. So I'm taking for loop. And we'll start from 0 as index starts from 0. Okay. So I equal to 0, semicolon. I is less than a dot length. Okay. Semicolon. Now take care. Here we are not writing this length. Here I am not writing bracket. If you remember, in case of string, we were writing bracket here, but here I am not writing bracket. That length was a function. This length is a variable. That length of the string class was a function of string class, and this is the variable. This length is what? Variable. That length is used to return the number of characters in the string. This length is here to store the size of the array. Okay, this variable length has the size of the array. So this is variable that was function. That function returns the size number of characters in the string, or you can say size of the string. And this length variable stores. It's a variable, so it will store. That was the function, though, so that is returning. So this length is a variable, and it will store. It stores the size of the array. I will give you the difference also. I will tell you right now. I plus plus. Okay, I hope I'm clear to all. Here a in square bracket I equal to sc dot next int bracket semicolon. It is of int type, so next int. If it is of double type, next double. If it is of string type, next line or next whatever. Okay, so input. So I'm going to explain this. Listen carefully. See, this array we have declared of 5, size 5. I start from 0. A dot length. A dot length means 5. Here the value of a dot length is what? 5. So here 5. 0 condition true. Control will go inside the loop. So we will enter what message we have? We have already a message. Enter the elements of array. Okay, this message already displayed. Now I equal to 0, condition true. Control will go inside the loop. Now you will enter a number from the keyboard. You know this next int function is here for integer input. So you will enter a number from the keyboard. Press 5, consider 5 and press enter key. So that first entered number will go to AI. What's the value of I? 0. So at A0, the first number which you have entered from the keyboard will be stored at AI means at index number 0 of array A, means here. 5 will be stored here. Then I plus plus. I will be what? 1. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. Now from the keyboard you will enter another number. Consider we are entering 2. So that will go to AI. What is the value of I? 1. So that will go to A1, means here at index number 1. The 2 will be stored here. Then I plus plus. I plus plus. I will be what now? 2. So condition true. Control will go inside the loop. So next entered value, consider we are entering 7. So that will go to A2. That is, it means at index number 2 of A at 7. Okay, then I plus plus. I will be 3. Condition true. So this next entered value will go to A3. Consider we are entering 10. So that 10 will go to A3, means here. Then I plus plus. I will be 4. Condition true. So this entered value will go to A4. Consider we are entering 12. So that will go to A4. Okay. So this is the way to take input. Then I plus plus. I will be 5. This condition will be false. Control will go outside the loop. So by this way we take input the elements of array. We start the value of I from 0 because index starts from 0. We are going up to length, means up to last element, and we are giving input. So this is the way to take input the elements of array. It's very simple. Okay, if any doubt you can ask. Okay, now listen. So I'm going to tell you the difference between length and length. You may have the question, what is the difference between length and length? Length and length. Okay, this length we were using in string and this length we are using in array. So difference is what? The first difference is it is a string function. It is a string function. And what it is? It is a variable. It is a variable. Second, it returns. Since it is a function, so it will return. It returns the size of the string. Simple language I'm using, the size of the string. Size of the string. Size of the, sorry. Size of the string. Okay, here, this is first point. It, since it's a variable, so it will store, so it stores the size of the size. Similar language I'm using, size of the array. Okay, so these two things in this question you may have. It is a function, it is a variable, it stores the size, it returns the size of the array, it stores the size of the array. So So to display also, I'm now going to tell you how to display the elements of array. The elements of array 5, 2, 7, 10, 12, we have taken input in the array. All the elements are stored. We have already stored into the array. Now we are going to display these elements. Okay, so how to display the elements of array, that I'm going to tell you in this part. See, for that also we require a loop. Okay, and the same loop int I equal to 0 semicolon I is less than a dot length gth length, then I plus plus. Okay, the same loop, you can see this loop which I have used for input, the same loop I'm using here too, no difference. Then to display anything, what we use, system.out.println. So here let system dot out dot println in bracket a I. Okay, listen, I'm going to explain it. Listen carefully. See, first of all, the value of I is 0. Okay, the value of I is what? 0. A dot length will be what? 5. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. System dot out dot println will print the value AI. Means I is 0, so A 0. What we have it at index number 0? 5. So 5 will be printed. This will be the output. 5 will be printed. The first element we have printed. Then from here I plus plus. I will be what now? 1. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. Now system dot out dot println will print AI, means A1. What is A1? Means the value at index number 1. What is that? 2. So 2 will be printed in the next line. Print ln is here. Now I plus plus I will be 2. Condition true. Control will go inside the loop. System dot out dot println AI. The value of I is what? 2. So A2. A2. What is that? 7. 7 will be printed. Then I plus plus I will be 3. Condition true. Then A3, that is 10. Then I plus plus I will be 4. Condition true. Now A4, that is 12. Then I plus plus I will be 5. This condition will be false. Control will go outside the loop. So the elements we have taken as input, we have printed here. Means we have displayed, we have printed all the elements of array. Okay, that we have stored. We have printed all the elements of that array. So I think it's clear how to declare an array, how to take the elements of array input, and how to display the elements of array. If you know this much only in the array programming, I'm telling you all, you will be able to solve 50% of the program. The programming of array will 50% part will be this only, and then you have to put logic. Okay, so at least in case of array, at least please learn it. Okay, then one more point, one more basic point about the array I'm going to tell you. This is initialization. Okay, declaration, input, and display. These three things are very important thing. Please learn at least this much. You can learn in the topic array. Okay. Now here I'm going to tell you initialization. Initialization. So listen carefully first. As you know how to initialize a variable, very well I have taught many times how to initialize a variable. If you want, here I have declared a variable a, and we can initialize it like this. Here I have initialized the variable a with 0. Initialization, if you remember, I have taught. What is the meaning of initialization? Storing initial value to the variable. That is called initialization. So here we have initialized a with 0. As in this loop also, here we have initialized I with 0. This part is called variable declaration. And this part is what? This part is what? This is initialization. Again, I'm repeating, this part is what? Variable declaration. And this part is what? Initialization. So you know how to initialize a variable very well. Here I am going to tell you how to initialize an array. How we can store initial values to the array. Because array does not store one value. It stores more than one value. So first of all, when type array name square bracket equal to. In curly bracket, as many elements you want to initialize, that many elements you can write separate with separated separated by comma. Means here consider 1, 6, 2, 34, 15, 10, 57, 13, then semicolon. So what will happen here? See, how many elements are here? You can see how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 elements are here. Okay. So memory will be allocated for 8 elements. Automatically it will be done for 8 elements. Indexing will be there from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. From 0 to 7. 1 will be stored here. 6, 2, 34, 15, then 10, 57 and 13, and the address will be stored into A, and the variable length will have the size of this array, that is what, 8. So this is the way you can initialize the elements of array. Directly you can initialize any elements of array. Is it clear? I hope it is clear to all. So I have taught how to declare an array, how to take input, and how to display the elements of array. These are very important, and you must have to know this also, how to initialize the array elements. Directly, instead of taking input, you can initialize them directly like this. Okay. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. If any doubt, you can ask